It is another day, and I know I was supposed to come back at the end of the night and like show you my face, but things happen and the plan did not succeed. So I'm doing it a little bit differently. I took all notes last night. I took pictures of my face after like 8.5 hours of wear, and now I'm here to give you guys my reviews. So we're gonna start from start to finish. Let's get it poppin'. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna make this short and sweet at every product. First, poreless face primer. Loved it. My makeup really did stay on pretty nice. I got a little oily in my T-zone. That's pretty normal for me, like especially when I wear a foundation, which I don't very often. But overall, I really actually like this. I love the feeling of it. It's soft, it's silky, it smells really nice. It made my skin feel great. It had that like dimethicone in it, which I personally love. Some people don't. For being called poreless face primer, I do have to say that I don't have the hugest pores, but I definitely have larger pores in these areas, and this really did keep it at bay. My face looked very flawless and very nice, so this is a win for me. Check plus, baby. Obviously I kind of already made my case on the lip exfoliator. Like I said, it smells good, tastes good. I don't know if you're supposed to eat it, but I did, and it tasted good like coconut. It's not that artificial coconut smell. It was really moisturizing, made my lips feel really good, and didn't really have any problems putting a matte liquid lip over top of it, which is always good because that usually tends to make my lips super dry and super flaky. So definitely love the lip exfoliator. Definitely can't wait to try it in the other flavors, because if they're as good as that coconut one, yes. I feel like I can't really do a review on this face massager, the face massager, until I use it a little bit more. So, I mean, cool concept, felt good. I'll come back to you guys on that one. See, the brushes, I have to say, the brushes were the standout like of this haul for sure. Like, I've tried E.L.F brushes before and I've liked them, but the 4 brushes that I got, I really enjoyed. The pointed powder brush, awesome, loved it. Definitely think the description on this was right. It definitely diffused. I used it with 3 different powders, I think, and each one they just blended out really flawlessly. Looked great on the skin, and for like $3 or $5 or whatever it is, I listed the price. You can't beat it. Like, it's just really soft. It's great. Contour brush, that was definitely a different path for me to explore, and I loved it. Like, I thought it was really cool. I think it's a really cool idea. I know that lots of brands have it, but it's just nice to try one that's affordable, not having to go and, you know, break the bank for like a NARS one and pay like $40 for it or something. So love it. Definitely gonna keep using it. And the eye brushes were great as well. I didn't have any doubt. Crease brushes, can't have too many, can't live without them. I love them regardless. So great brushes. If you're looking for affordable brushes, you need to get you some E.L.F brushes because they are really good. Next would be the E.L.F Flawless Finish Foundation. I love this. So when I did my Wet n Wild video, there was so much hype about the Photo Focus foundation. $6 or whatever it is. Like, I have to try it. It's amazing. Everyone talks about it. I liked that foundation, but it was just okay for me. Like, I wasn't blown away by it, and I'm pretty sure it made me break out. This one I actually really love. This one is super affordable, just like the Wet n Wild one. I find that it had better coverage, left my skin looking poreless, flawless, like dewy and glowing, like everything that I want in a foundation. It wasn't too matte, it didn't settle in my fine lines, and it smells like a glazed donut or a powdered sugar donut, and that's amazing. I'm really big on smells, and if anything has kind of like a chemically smell to it, like I'm not gonna like it. I think that, yeah, like this Wet n Wild one definitely has like a weird scent to it. It's like it has like a chemically scent, and then it's like they tried to cover it up with like a little bit of floral, and then it just like, nah, no thank you. This actually smells very pleasant, and although it made me want to go out and get a 6-pack of those little, you know, sleeves of the powdered sugar donuts, whatever, there could be worse things. So this was awesome. By the end of the night, my face, like I still had all my makeup on. So, I mean, it still looked good. As I said, you know, I got a little oily in the T-zone, but that's normal regardless. That's just my skin. The color was actually like a really nice match for me, and as you guys know, that's not like my strong suit, picking out the best matches. So no oxidation whatsoever. The color stayed true the entire day, which is like my biggest pet peeve with anything that you put on your skin, is when it gets darker throughout the day, like, or turns like orange or yellow. Like, no. The Beautifully Bare Lightweight Concealer Stick, it had decent coverage. You know, if you saw me, I kind of tried to use both of them together because this one was way too dark, and I kind of did like that. Put a dark on first, cover it with the lighter one. The one thing, and this is pretty typical with a concealer and a stick form to be more drying, which it was, I definitely saw like dry patches like around my nose, you know, over like little places where I had acne scarring. It looked like a little flaky. And also, you know, they didn't have like the biggest shade ranges of this. I think there was also only 3 shades of this concealer, and it's not the perfect match. It's also just a little bit yellow tone for me. So if you have more of a yellow base skin tone, this might work better for you. You know, it's okay for me. I definitely think I'm going to continue to use it. I think the coverage was actually pretty well, and it stayed on well as well. Just a little bit drying for me. The HD Lifting Concealer, I thought it had mediocre coverage, was a little bit liquidy. Like I said, same thing, shade range was terrible. 3 colors, and like this is the lightest. Like if you're fair like I am, like this is not gonna work for you. I tried to use it again today, and I'm looking, and I definitely can tell that it was the stick concealer that was drying, because this definitely looks better on its own. It's just the fact that it was just not the best color, and I want to give it more of a try and see if it works better on its own, which I can tell right now it is, but I haven't had it on for that long, so I'll definitely get back to you guys on this one. But so far I would say it's decent. Y'all need to come out with a bigger shade range. Is this little $2 bronzer. So the color of this is really great. I think it definitely didn't look too warm or like too cool tone. The only problem I have with this is that it seemed to really like fade away during the day. Like at the end of the night, this just, it didn't really look like I had bronzer on, so I feel like this kind of didn't really have the best staying power. It blended really nice when I first put it on, so I guess it has that going for it, but color was nice, but I just wish it would have stayed around a little bit longer, because I need a little bit of color back in the face sometimes, people. Like, hello, pale girl problems. Blush, which is surprisingly enough, this blush was the bomb. Like, loved the color. Totally just like a natural flush color, which I love. The only problem I have with this one, and you know, I knew it was coming, a little bit too much glitter in it. There is definitely some bigger chunks of glitter in this. If you don't like glitter, this probably isn't going to be your best friend. I know they have different shades of it without glitter, so definitely go for that one. But this one in the shade Blushing definitely has some gold glitter specks in it. But overall, it was natural. It's $2, and it stayed on the entire time. Like when I looked at my face at the end of the day, like some things had faded off, you know, like some things were gone, but the blush stayed strong. Like it definitely stayed like on my cheeks. And I also, just so we can talk about it, I tried their other blush that I got in the shade Shy, and I think this is just another, this is like their blush with brush or whatever, I think is what it was called. And I'm wearing that today, and again, I really, really like it. The color is great, and this one is completely matte. So they're very similar. I would say this one's a little bit more warm tone, and this one is still warm tone, but definitely has a little bit of a cooler, it's kind of like, okay, I'm so bad at describing colors, guys. This one's warmer, this one's a little bit deeper, a little bit pinker, a little bit cooler tone. So depending on what you like, I mean, they're similar but definitely different in their own ways. Glitter, matte, so you choose, but both fantastic blushes for the price, and I'm loving the E.L.F. blush. The Star Glitter Eyeliner, where are you? Where are you? Shade Pink Opal. I really wanted this to be like very, very, very glittery and like very pigmented, kind of like, you know, an Urban Decay heavy metal eyeliner type deal. Like those are amazing, and it's like straight glitter eyeliner when you put those on. This definitely, you're gonna have to layer it. if you want to have that straight glitter, you're gonna have to layer it because there's just not enough glitter in proportion to base. So little disappointed in this, wanted it to be more, but it did look good layered over the liner. So it kind of gave my eye look a little bit something different, a little extra flair with like the pink iridescent glitter along the, so if you want to layer this on top of like a black or a brown or really any color liner, I think that would be good. The sponge, like, the sponge was okay, it was decent, it wasn't the best sponge I've tried, wasn't the worst, it blended out everything pretty nice and like made everything look like pretty good on my skin. My problem was that it's just a little bit too firm. It's like firmer than I like for a sponge to be. Like I have kind of a similar shaped Real Technique ones here and there's just like no comparison. Like this is soft, I can scrunch it down into my hand, into a ball. This one is like, like it's too hard. It's just not my favorite sponge I've ever tried, but you know, it was decent. The eyeshadow palette. Okay, so what I think is really great about the eyeshadow palette is, one, the fact that they made a completely matte palette at the drugstore. Like, how often do you see that? Like, never. The color range is fantastic. It's super, super pretty. I thought that they were really pigmented. You know, the purple was a little bit disappointing for me, but I can't really hold that against them because I've said it before and I'll say it again, like purples are really, really tough to do. So, you know, it was decent for what it was, but a little disappointing. I mean, the rest of the shades were pigmented, pretty. I love the color scheme. You could do a lot of different versatile looks with this palette. And the fact that it's $10 and I got it on sale for $5, like, you just can't beat that. Like at the drugstore, a quality matte eyeshadow palette, like, and they blended really well. There was really like no fallout under the eye, which is what I was really impressed with. Oh, and there was no creasing. Absolutely no creasing at all. It faded like a smidge, like definitely the kind of the colors that I had kind of faded into one throughout the day. I feel like that's pretty normal for eyeshadows to do after 8.5 hours of wear. Starting out with eyeshadow, you know, wanting to learn about eyeshadows, you know, they have this one, which is a little bit bold with these like terracottas and purples, but they have them in different shade selections. They have like 5 or 6 of these palettes and they're really good. I think it's a great like starter eyeshadow palette, or if you're just looking for like a cheaper, affordable, good all matte palette. I'm confused, but either way, this one's $6. This one I think is still $1, and they're both nice. They stayed on well. That little citrusy orangey scent to both of them is really nice and refreshing. Like, I don't have a problem with the products whatsoever. They're really, really good, and it left, you know, I feel like maybe this one was also a little bit more subtle, but I just don't know. I'm so confused by this. They popped the cheekbones, and that is what I like. Regardless if they're the same or not. They were good as like a layering. Like, I love to put down a cream base first and top it with a powder with my highlight, and these are both great options for doing that. So love that. The baked highlighter was nice. I'm wearing it again today. Moonlit Pearls I think is what the shade was, and it's just natural. It's nice and natural. It's pretty. It's, you know, it stays on well. It doesn't look too like bam in your face. If you want to go for a natural looking highlight, I would definitely suggest this one. I really like this, and I think also that this one is a really good like universal highlighter shade. I feel like it would look good on a lot of different skin tones. The shimmering highlighter powder, this one also really, really pretty. I love the color. It's definitely a little bit more bam in your face than the baked highlighter because it does have that iridescent pink tone to it, but that's something I love. So personally, I loved this. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's versatile. I used it on my lids yesterday in the look, and I used it today, and it had good staying power. One of the biggest surprises to me is because like you never know with a brow pencil. I really value a good brow pencil, and this brow pencil was everything. I'm wearing it again today. This is my perfect match on. They made this for me, so thank you, E.L.F. The spoolie, obviously gotta have the spoolie. Didn't fade at all. Was there when I like looked the exact same way as I did when I put it on at the end of the day, and I didn't even set it with like a brow gel or anything. it's just natural looking. It didn't look too overdone. It was like waxy and not too creamy, which you know is one of my pet peeves because like it's all about light strokes and making them look natural. The cream eyeliner in the shade Coffee, the brown cream eyeliner that I used, didn't really care for the brush, which I kind of knew was going to happen. The eyeliner was good. It was a little bit creamy for my liking. It did set eventually, but at first it was creamy, and like as I was trying to like put it on, it was so creamy that I felt like it was kind of just like making the color slip, and it was making it look a little patchy, so I did have to layer it. It had really good staying power. It lasted throughout the day. There was also no transferring or any smudging like up here or anything with it, so definitely love this as well. Think it was good. Was it the best cream eyeliner I've ever used? No. But was it the worst? No, it was actually pretty darn good. So the eyeshadow primer was good. Like I said, there was absolutely no creasing at the end of the day, which is what I want to see. I've used primers from the drugstore that do crease and that look terrible, so it is nice to find an affordable one. Like I said, it definitely reminds me of the Shadow Insurance and the Primer Potion, kind of like a mixture of the two. So yeah, love this. Definitely a great eyeshadow primer for the drugstore, which sometimes can be hard to find. A lot of brands don't make them, but I do honestly think that a primer for before you put on shadow makes all the difference. The matte liquid lipstick in the shade Marvelous was good. I'll put a picture here. It definitely did fade a little bit. I think the problem and why it faded was because I put this Luscious liquid lipstick on top of it. I think that's where I messed up. I think that might have had an effect on the staying power of this, because on the outsides of my lips, this really stayed. I mean, it looked like I had a lip liner on and I didn't. It was more towards the middle. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was pretty. It wasn't sticky at all, which was nice. Out the liquid lip or a lip gloss on top, and like maybe put like my Lippie Sticks primer underneath it, because that's my jam, and see if it lasts longer than it did. But I mean, I guess I'll have to get back to you on that one. Was it the Luscious lipstick's fault? Was it like, will it be better with a primer? I don't know, but so far, decent. Yeah, I didn't like this Luscious liquid lipstick. It just wasn't my thing. Like the color is okay. It definitely has like this like bronzy kind of sheen in it. Definitely like more of a metallic. It's just like when I see Luscious liquid lipstick, I think it's gonna be like a liquid lip, and this is just definitely more of like a gloss. I just don't really know that it's my favorite lip product. It was really sticky and just like not super comfortable to wear. I felt like, I mean, I know it's kind of like a gloss and it's gonna be sticky, but I felt like it was overly sticky. And just to point out, I am wearing the other one that I got, which is the E.L.F. lip lacquer in bold pink, to try and use some of the products that I couldn't squeeze in yesterday in the review. And this one is definitely like a glossy, it's like a glossy lacquer, I guess the name is correct. But the difference is that this one is not sticky at all. It's so comfortable. It's like, don't even have a problem. With this one, it was just not comfortable. It was way too sticky, and like the color wasn't even like making it worth the discomfort. Lip lacquer, love it. Luscious liquid lip, not my fave. 3 hours later. Okay, so the 3-in-1 mascara, I really had high hopes for this. I really did have high hopes for this, but it just, I'm gonna have to put a picture. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, it got really crunchy, really dry. Like, at one point I was like putting away something in the refrigerator, and I got up and I like banged my head on the freezer door, and it really hurt, and I like squinted my eyes like super tight because it hurt so bad and I was in such pain. And then I went to open my eyes, and my lashes, and I mean literally this was like 3 or 4 hours later, my lashes were like literally stuck together. I like could not open my eyes, and I was like, why didn't this set? Like, why is this still like so sticky? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And then I think because it was so sticky, it like made all my lashes stick together. So if you can see in this photo, it's like it like turned my lashes into like a few lashes. Like, I don't even know how that happened. I've never had a mascara like do that to me like over time. Like, started out like pretty separated and pretty defined, and ended up like crunchy and like turned like 6 lashes into like 1, and then I had like spikes. It was very spidery. Definitely transferred quite a bit from the picture, you can tell. Definitely had like a little bit of the raccoon eyes going. Now, was that from the eyeliner or the mascara? I don't really know, but I'm guessing it was from the mascara. The No Budge Shadow Stick, I love it. This is like, woo, I can't wait. I'm gonna go online and probably order more colors of these because this is so good. Color, like I said, it's like a direct match for my old Benefit Creaseless Cream Eyeshadow and RSVP. So if that was your jam and you can't get it anymore, which is like so depressing, this just took the spot over because this is amazing. No creasing, and this was probably the thing that looked the most vibrant at the end of the day. This and the blush looked like I had just applied it. Shadow, and what's great is like you could just wear it on your own, like wear it on its own. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to put any crease color on. You don't have to do anything. If you want to just do a simple makeup day with not a lot of bells and whistles and you just want to put something on your lid, this is fantastic. I don't know what happened to it. I know it's somewhere around here. My cats might have gotten to it, and I hope not because I actually really like it, but it's the holographic satin eyeliner pencil that I put on the inner corner. I actually really like it because at the end of the day, like nothing had moved from the corner of my eyeshadow and it still really had a vibrant pop. Now I did cover it with a little bit of the highlighter to make it pop even more. So that could have had something to do with the staying power, but overall, like, it was just really cool. I haven't really seen a lot of products like that with like the holographic, like especially like an eyeliner. I feel like holographic is such a trend right now, so when I saw that I really wanted to try it, and like it lived up to its expectations. Like, it's really pretty. It is definitely holographic in my opinion. I really liked it, and I definitely want to try it on a look where it maybe will like gel better with the rest of the look, because it was a little bit off-putting, you know, like you have this warm eyeshadow look and then you got this like holographic inner corner, so it was a little off, but I did want to try it just to like let you guys know what I thought about it and like review the product. And love the little sharpener on the cap. That is so cute. Gel eyeliner stick. This was also another really shocking product. Like, I really like this. Like, this was pretty much completely still there by the end of the day, and I never, ever find eyeliners that do that. Like, that's why I never really usually wear like eyeliner in my waterlines, you know, either top or bottom, because usually they always fade away, they always transfer. Like, my eyes are pretty watery as it is. I wear contacts every day, so like there's just always going to be like some sort of moisture content going on in my eyes. This one actually stood the test of time pretty well. Like, it was still pretty much all the way on there. Obviously after 8.5 hours it had faded a tiny bit, but it wasn't anything to like where it was completely gone. It was still pretty much there. It's a very dark liner, and like I had swatched it on my arm and it was not budging. I know it comes in different colors and I'm definitely snatching those up as well. Last but not least, the setting powder has a little bit of a weird smell, kind of like an Expo dry erase marker or like a permanent marker. It didn't like bother me, and I don't really feel like it stuck around, but overall, my makeup looked like it was pretty much still intact. I mean, minus the eyes, which had a little bit of like transfer from the mascara and a little bit of like the oiliness, like I've mentioned multiple times. But I think overall everything stayed on pretty decently. So I would say I'm definitely liking this. I definitely give this a pass. So I'm gonna keep on using this. But that is it. Finally, you have heard me like talk my freaking mouth off about all these freaking products, but what I have to say at the end of the day, I've always liked certain products. I've always liked the Studio Line blushes. I have multiple like little compacts of those, and the smudge pots from E.L.F. Like, I've always loved those, but I don't think I've ever really given like the full brand of products a try, like the full line. Like, I never have tried any of their foundation until now, or their concealer. For drugstore, they are very high quality products. I love the packaging. All the packaging looks sleek. It's kind of like the NARS of the drugstore. Everyone says that. I had a few misses, but that's always gonna happen. But at the end of the day, if you want to find good quality, affordable makeup, you've got to try E.L.F. Products really kind of reminded me of dupes for products that I use that are totally more expensive and more high-end. And I think that I actually kind of maybe want to do a dupe video for these products. like maybe do like one side of my face fully E.L.F, the other side of my face like fully like all the dupes that are high end. Yeah, let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see that, because that would actually be really fun. Makeup is expensive enough, and in life we have other things that we want to spend our money on besides makeup, so it's nice to know where you can cut corners and not be totally gypped as far as quality goes. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning into this long video. I apologize that it was so long, but I do like to give in-depth reviews so you guys know exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what products worked for me, what I thought about things. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because these are some of my favorite videos to do. I love doing one brand full face tutorials and reviewing a full line of products, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of these in the future. So if you like this, make sure to subscribe so you can tune in and see the next one that I do. Any brands that you guys want to see, please let me know down below in the comments. I would be more than happy to test out another drugstore makeup brand. That is going to be it for today. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!